Welcome back, everyone. This is GTA Failure. 2 videos ago, we tackled Paramedic on Portland Island. I find Paramedic to be quite straightforward on Portland Island after failing it for, I don't know, 16 hours the first time I tried playing this game. But with a lot of practice and a lot of technique and skill building, I find Portland to be straightforward. So we got Portland first time through. In the last video, we conquered Paramedic here on Staunton Island. And after showing you a couple of fails intentionally, I think that's what I did. I succeeded on Paramedic on my first real attempt in Staunton. I think the Paramedic in Portland is much easier because the destinations are much closer, and so it takes like maybe half the time to complete Paramedic. But maybe a bigger issue for why I think you should do Paramedic in Portland and not in Staunton is that in Staunton, the Colombian cartel shoot at you when you're in their territory. From the very beginning of the game, even this early stage where we've gotten to this island illegally. So, as long as you know to do your best to avoid something, to avoid the construction area in Staunton, then I think that Paramedic on Staunton isn't really any harder than Paramedic on Portland. But you might get unlucky and just have a lot of patient spawns in the construction area, and then you can't help but go in there, and then you just have to hope that your ambulance can take all of the damage from the Colombian guns. So, just like I had that dream about completing firefighter, 20 fires on each island in one single fire truck. I mentioned in the last video that I had the same dream, completing paramedic on all 3 islands in the same ambulance. So that didn't work out as planned because I failed. I failed in Staunton with the ambulance that I used to pass the paramedic mission in Portland. I think we got up to like level 7 or 8 or something. It was okay. But anyway, here is the already damaged ambulance that we used to complete Staunton Paramedic. It started from a fresh ambulance and then took some damage in working through the 12 levels on Staunton. And so I've started Paramedic here in this already damaged ambulance. And we're going to see if we can't get through 12 levels of Paramedic here on shoreside in an ambulance that starts off as damaged. So I'm not going to show this entire run right here. What I wanted to do is just show the beginning parts, picking up where we left off at the end of the last video, and then starting a brand new paramedic mission here on shoreside. So instead, what I'm going to do is we're going to come back to that attempt. But right now, what I want to do is start from a fresh ambulance here in the hospital in Shoreside and show you where the bad roads are. And the roads that are bad because they are littered with Colombian cartel gang members. And again, they've got some very powerful artillery. They shoot Uzis and they hurt our ambulance bad. So the first no-no zone is from right around the middle of this bridge, right around here. And then heading east all the way to the end of this road, the Colombian cartel spawn. And so here I'm trying to just find them. I'm not trying to do paramedic, but here's one on our right. Instantly shooting at me with very high accuracy and powerful weapons. And this big curvy road is also littered with Colombian cartel. And I think I'm getting shot at again some more. So hopefully you can see them. I look for like a kind of a dark top and the big hat, and then like sort of a white area around the belly of the gang members in terms of their shirt. So this whole curvy road, very, very bad. And then going all the way down to, yeah, getting shot at again. So there's this guy on the right, another guy here on the left. He doesn't seem interested in me, but if I get a tiny bit closer, okay, now we got his attention. So this road is bad. Even into this flat part, probably until about here or so. And then we don't get any more Colombian gang members spawning to the south of that spot. Okay, so this road right here is safe. All these roads are safe. And then I'm going to show you a different way to get back to the hospital. I'm just going to do a big loop here, demonstrating what roads are okay and which roads are not okay. And so because it's a loop, you can decide which, like from the hospital, you can head out on this loop and go, either the direction we're going here or the reverse direction. And you don't have to complete the loop. You can just turn around and go back the way you came to get back to the hospital. Okay, so Colombians start spawning maybe around here, like this graffiti underpass. They don't spawn, there's not all that many of them. Like there's this one here on the right. Again, you can see the white shirt. Again, he doesn't seem interested in me. There we go. And uh, and just like that, I had a fresh ambulance, and it got down to 0 HP. Now I know I was going slow, and I know I was trying to pause near the Colombian gang members, so I took more hits than I normally would. My goodness, gang, it does not take a lot of bullets for your ambulance to blow up, and you got to survive 12 levels of paramedic in a single ambulance. It's crazy. Okay, so I think that the Colombians stop spawning here-ish. I don't think Colombians spawn on this road, but to the right, Colombians spawn all up and down this road, all the way to the end. They don't spawn as much in my experience, so the Colombian density isn't as high on that last road that I pointed the taxi on. This road is safe, and all the way back to the hospital is going to be safe. So this is me wrapping up the loop. And so I know that some gamers make these YouTube fail compilations, and you are watching my first ever fail compilation video because I found Paramedic in Shoreside Vale to be ridiculously hard. Ridiculously hard. So I've edited down, and I'm just going to show you a bunch of my fails, and then we'll see how this goes. All right, so this is the continuation. This is the same ambulance that I brought over from Staunton, and so this is the ambulance I completed Staunton Paramedic in, and so it was already damaged somewhat, and now it's damaged some more. And I'll tell you that that 28 people saved lets me know that I had completed 8 levels in Paramedic here, and I was on my 9th one. Yeah, and so this is me having a temper tantrum. You don't need to watch it. Let's skip to the next one. Okay, so here's the next attempt. A lot of my fails are going to be on this curvy road because this curvy road is one of the most dangerous roads. It might be the most dangerous because not only is it densely packed with Colombians, but also you have to slow way down as you go through these curves. And there I am with a 0 HP ambulance on level 3. Alrighty then. Yeah, the first attempt getting to level 9, I was like, okay, this is going to be easy. But I think that that curvy road is the most dangerous one because you just slow way down on each of the sharp curves, and then you know your large ambulance is exposed. All right, this one is my fault. I can't blame the Colombians for that. Your large ambulance is exposed as you're almost at a stop going around those tight curves. Here I'm trying to turn my wheels in the direction of the road, but that was me failing on level 2. So again, first fail was 9, second was 3, that one was 2. So it took me a long time to really understand some of the strategy, some of the routing that you need to do if you want your ambulance to survive. So I don't know what's going to happen here. Certainly it's going to, like my ambulance is going to get on fire. There you go. So, all right, let's see. So that was level 7 that I was on there. So I still blame the Colombians for that one, even though they were nowhere near my ambulance when it blew up, because I was down at like basically 1 HP on my ambulance because I got shot up by the Colombians a bunch of times. Okay, so this one, I think I just ran out of time. Is that possible? No, it seems okay. I don't know why this clip is so much longer than the others. Oh, I think I know what's going to happen here. Yeah, so one of the issues with the ambulance, obviously, is it's hard to control. You saw me roll. I like just clipped a light pole and then totally lost control of the ambulance, and then that was it. I couldn't recover and the ambulance flipped. But another issue is the minimap, and it's not clickable, it's not expandable. So here I saw the green dot, and I thought that they were over here in the airport section. And then I realized, shoot, they're not in the airport section. They're over in Wichita Gardens, over near the safe house. So this was a desperate move. Like I mean, it's silly to try this because like it totally destroys the ambulance, right? Like even if you land on your wheels, your ambulance has taken a ton of pounding. So that was a desperate move caused by my inability to understand the map. So there I was on level 3 when I failed that time. I promised a rant and rave video where I talk about all of the ways in which Paramedic is broken, and that's going to be the next video. So this is just the fail compilation video. I'm going to go through all of my ranting and raving next video. There's another one where the HP goes to 0. I was on level 5 for that one. And I'll talk about all the ways in which Paramedic is broken. This is me having a temper tantrum. There we go. Get some. All the ways in which Paramedic is broken, and also the ways in which I think the Rockstar programmers could have fixed Paramedic, could have made it not broken. There you go. You clip a light pole and you have to start over. That was level 2 that I was on. Terrible. One patient saved. Terrible. So there's going to be a lot of, as another temper tantrum, there's going to be a lot of inconsistencies in terms of like when I fail. And it's because I'm not a machine. And, like I was sometimes playing frustrated and there you go, squish a patient. So that was level 4 that I was on. Sometimes another temper tantrum. So sometimes I was playing frustrated, sometimes I was playing tired because I spent a lot of hours desperately trying to do this thing, which I didn't need to do. Like it's just an arbitrary goal I set for myself. Can I pass Paramedic on all 3 islands? But I wasn't a machine, so I wasn't always in the best frame of mind when I was playing this Paramedic on shoreside over and over again. But I did the best that I could, was trying to pass it, and it took a long, long time. There's more get shot up by the Colombian cartel. I was on level 4 on that one. And, much love to my brothers and sisters from the country of Colombia, but I can say without a doubt that in this game, the Colombian cartel are my least favorite NPCs. It is not even close. They cost me so many hours of my life, gang, on Paramedic here in Shoreside. Okay, so here I said, oh, I'm a real smart guy. I'm going to avoid the curvy road and I'm going to go through the tunnel because the tunnel connects the airport here on Shoreside Vale to the area to Wichita Gardens, which is where the safe house is. So this was an experiment. Here I'm using the flashers to try to get these guys out of my way. It did not work well. I guess it would have been better to be on the other side of the. No, there's cars coming on the other side. So this wasn't great. It was a good try because there's obviously no Colombians down here in the tunnel. But number one, it took a really, really long time. In fact, I didn't even get there. Like I had like a minute 5 on the clock just trying to see how long it would take to get to Wichita, and I'm not even going to get out of the tunnel. And I found it quite difficult to avoid traffic accidents here in the tunnel just because the view. So it's pretty close to the end of the tunnel up here, I think. But the view is mostly blocked by the ambulance, and so I couldn't even tell like the cars in front of me which lane are they in, and I had a hard time avoiding them. So I took a lot of damage. I think I was on level 7. Is that possible? Kind of lost track of my numbers. I wrote these things down before. Let's see here. So here, how could I possibly fail? The hospital's right around the corner. There you go. When you're in a 1 HP ambulance, you fail. Okay, so 21 done. That is 6 times 7 over 2. Okay, that was the one that I was on level 7. I don't know where I was on the tunnel one. Okay, so here I am running into stuff, and like another thing, and I'll mention this in the ranting and raving video, next video, but if they would have just, so it was already on fire before I flipped it. Let's see, so 28, yeah, that's what is that? 7 times 8 over 2. So that one was a level 7. I think I'm all confused. I failed that one on level 7 for sure. No, I was on level 8. Okay, I'm on track, gang. I got it. That one was a fail on level 8. Um, I wish that the programmers would have included the numerical HP of your ambulance. Like maybe it starts at 100, and then every time you get into an accident, it drops by a certain amount. So that was a fail on level 10. So I wish they would show that because then you would know. Just punching an old guy out of frustration. Because then you would know, if you take a ton of damage in like the early levels of paramedic, then you just start over. Just cancel paramedic and grab a fresh ambulance and begin again. All right, so this is now me starting to think about like a shortcut to get to Wichita that doesn't involve the curvy road. So this turned out to be not such a good idea. Illustrated thusly. So this is a fail on level 4. So we should see yeah, I think that was level 4. So I did discover oh, this is me doing experiments. I did discover something, a better shortcut for that area. I just hadn't found it at that time. Okay, this is me taking an Uzi, which is the gun that many of the Colombian cartel have, and figuring out exactly how many hits my ambulance takes. And I think that I calculated 37 hits. So if you get shot 37 times by an Uzi carried by many of the Colombian cartel gang members, then your ambulance goes from full health to zero health. 37 hits. And it's not uncommon for a single gang member to get in 2 or 3 or even 4 hits on you. And you got to survive 12 levels, which is like an hour. All right, I'm already starting to rant. Okay, this one, I guess we ran out of time and decided to just cool off. I was hot under the collar, so I needed to take a swim. Okay, I think that was a fail on level 11. First time getting to level 11. I was quite irritated. I thought maybe that was the one. Okay, again, another clip on the curvy road. So like this was a level 8 fail. So I tried a lot of different techniques, gang, while I was trying to pass this thing. Here's a temper tantrum. Um, yeah. So I tried a lot of different techniques, and I watched the videos of a couple of folks who passed paramedic on shoreside. One of them took like 55 minutes, and the other took an hour 10, I think. And so I said, oh, I should just watch and follow the technique of the goodness, so much damage to my poor ambulance. I should watch and follow the technique of the 55-minute person. And so that person, yeah, just no HP left. Okay, that's a level 2 fail. No, wait, sorry. That's the 8. Okay, again, I think I messed up my numbers, but that was a level 8 fail right there. So, um, what was I saying? I don't even know anymore. It's like hard to relive these painful memories. Okay, so here's one of the techniques I tried is to like kill all the pedestrians because some of the pedestrians are Colombians, but this did not go go well for me. This is the level 2 fail right there. Yeah, that was the like maybe the plan is to kill the Colombian gang members as soon as you see them, but that could be difficult to do. I mean, it means that they like I'm assuming that their accuracy is higher the closer they are to you. I don't know what I was doing here. I think I again um, decided to try this just because the next patient was way far away going the normal way. So it could be difficult to squish the Colombians because number one, in order to squish them, you have to be like right next to them, and I assume that their accuracy is improved if you're very close to them. And number two, when you smush into them, they're typically standing next to like a wall or a mountain or something, and then you continue and you smush into the mountain and take some damage. Okay, so this one, I guess the technically I still would have continued, but I thought that my ambulance had taken just far too much damage from that unique stunt. So tried lots of different techniques and eventually figured out I just need to go slow and I need to be methodical and take my time and don't take shortcuts that I'm not sure about, like this one. And this was a level 5 fail, I think. Yeah, that looks right. And just take my time and really focus, the only thing I'm worried about should be time and having temper tantrums when things don't go my way. So eventually settled on just going super slow and trying to avoid even the smallest collisions. I'm not even just talking about being careful when I'm in Colombian gangland territory. I'm talking about just even minor fender benders because, like you have enough of those minor fender benders and your ambulance fails. So there you go. That was a level 10 failed. Slow and steady wins the race was eventually my plan, but it took me a long time. Like I was kind of reckless with the ambulance, thinking I could just blitz through. There's part of me that says, hey, if I'm ever in Colombian gangland territory in the ambulance, I should go as fast as I can on the road because then I get away from them as quick as possible. But going as fast as you can leads to other mistakes, other collisions, accidentally rolling your ambulance. So here I was intentionally going too fast just because I didn't have enough time. I knew I didn't have enough time to get to the next folks. Okay, so that was a level 5 fail. I was on level 5 there. And yeah, getting down to it here, I guess. So this one, yeah, like I was starting to get shot up. Like I was about to pick up that patient on my right, but there was a Colombian shooting at me, so then I drove past the patient and squished him on the way back. I was just trying to get away from the Colombian and then come back. All right, so that was a level 6 fail. And I think I let this Colombian just punch me repeatedly, which is what I felt the game was doing to me through all these many, many hours of failing. But then I said, no. I said, I can do this. I have subscribers that count on me. I'm going to shoot this guy in a very specific spot on his body just so he really feels it and knows that I mean business. Okay, so this is now me starting level 12. I'm going to show all of level 12 here. This is the first time I got to level 12 at any point during my many, many, many hours of failing. I think I'm playing this in quadruple speed. That's what I intended to anyway. Can't tell if it's double speed or quadruple speed. But in any event, we're going to show all of level 12, but in fast forward. So I will reveal that I tried and failed Paramedic on shoreside for 9 hours. 9 hours on this thing. And there were many times where I was just like, you know what, this is silly. Why am I spending? I'm a grown man. Why am I spending my time banging my head into the wall here? Repeatedly trying to pass Paramedic. I've already got Paramedic done in Portland, so that was enough for achieving 100% in the game. But I decided to just really push and see if maybe I could get lucky. And I think that's a lot of what it boils down to. Like obviously, you need to have a high driving skill with the ambulance, and you need to understand the disconnected nature of the map in Shoreside Vale, and you need to learn some shortcuts to try to avoid Colombian territory as much as possible. And so eventually, over the course of 9 hours of failing and then doing kind of more research and looking at more YouTube videos, like saw better options than the ones that I tried in the beginning of this experiment. But my goodness, this is crazy hard. But I just kind of kept pushing through even when I wanted to give up. This was not 9 hours in one day. I think it took like 3 days. Okay, so it looked like there was a jump cut there. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I'm new to editing, but anyway, this is in regular speed, and I am down to my last patient on level 12. It's just here on my right-hand side, but I see a Colombian in front of me, and so I give him a couple of seconds to walk away, thinking that he's far enough away from me, but he wasn't. He started shooting me, and then he shot me to death. I had 77 of 78 patients safely aboard, and I died on the last one. There I was using a replay thinking, like, maybe it'll put the fire out. I didn't think it would, but I know that replays put the fires out when you are doing firefighters. I was like, I would have accepted even a glitched successful run there after 9 hours of failing. So there you have it. So we've got one more video on Paramedic coming up where I will rant and rave, and thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon.